Okay, Rentadumps, part 5. So today we are going to run the pipeline. We're going to get more data. I want to get at least 100 listings. So then we can ask Claude to build a website, to build a directory website for family-owned dumpster rental companies. Now, this morning, while I was thinking about this next step, I was wondering, are there any other opportunities around building products for dumpster rental companies? I'm a software guy. I'm not really a website guy, SEO expert, or anything like that. So I know that once we put this directory website out there, I'm going to get exactly 0 traffic. And I could work hard, I guess, to get more traffic, but what's the point? What am I trying to do with this website? What's the goal? The only goal that I had so far was just to build it so I can show you guys how to do it and just to have fun. But today I was thinking a little deeper about it, and I thought, well, I'm a software guy. I like to build software. And I asked Claude, hey, are there any market opportunities out there for selling software to these companies? So it went out, it did some research, and it created a profile of the typical operator. It created a section with the current software offerings that are out there: enterprise, budget, general rental. It created some tables with some operational pain points. So these are things that people complain about online, business pain points, and where are the gaps in the current softwares. So then he came up with some ideas. For example, creating a lightweight online booking system, an SMS first dispatch system, integrating lead generation into our directory, a dumpster tracker, reputation management. And then this is the section where I said, okay, well, I think we're operating under some false assumptions here, because it's saying that the directory that we're building is an advantage, but it really isn't, because first of all, it's not online yet. And once it goes online, it's going to get exactly 0 traffic. So at that point, I said, okay, well, let's dig a little deeper into the competitive analyses. Let's see what all these softwares are offering, and let's try to narrow down the gaps and see where we can find something. So it created these sections for each of the softwares with the key features and the pain points, the strengths and the weaknesses. So I thought that was really, really nice. Keep going, keep going. There's a lot of them. There's some other software players down here. Created a feature comparison matrix. Very nice. Pricing comparison. And then in this quadrant, it identifies that our opportunity could be in the simple low price quadrant, where you have a couple other players. Okay, so that's all good. I really like it. It says that nobody owns the micro operator segment. So these are very small companies with 1 to 5 dumpsters. They have no purpose-built solutions. They're either overpaying for features they don't use, or they're just cobbling together their own workflows, which is very normal for small companies like that. Okay, so it kept going. Now, this is all cool. I really liked it. And then when it got to the end, it created like a tiered approach where we start focusing on lead generation with the directory. But the problem is that our directory doesn't exist and it doesn't have any views. So I like this idea though, where we can have the booking form in our website and then send the leads to the companies. Of course, without traffic, then nobody's going to pay for that. And a simple booking widget that they can embed in their own sites. I thought that's cool. That's cool. But that also implies that there's some kind of back end to it and some way to manage that the information that comes in, unless it's just sending emails and texts or something like that. So simple on the front, it's a little complicated on the back, but definitely doable. So this was really cool, but I thought that it would still a little bit too optimistic on the directory. So I asked that, okay, now the directory doesn't exist. Let's operate from that reality and create a realistic roadmap for this business. So what we assumed, the directory has traffic, no traffic. Operators will pay for listings, but why? Nobody sees them. SEO will bring customers. Of course, that takes half a year, 18 months. I would have to pay freight to get the SEO right. Build it and they will come. Well, they won't. So I thought this was really funny. So let's flip the model. Let's serve the operators first and then build the traffic. I thought, well, that's cool. That's great. Yeah, I think that's the right approach. So what does that mean exactly? Marketing services, product one, Google Business Profile Optimization. I said, well, I've never done that, but that makes sense because we're pulling all the data and we're creating the listings, and we already know that there's a bunch of them that don't even have a Google profile, business profile. So what this roadmap talks about is creating a service where we can reach out to these businesses that we know don't have a Google business profile and then educate them on the importance of having one and showing them how to do it and offering a service where we do it for them or help them. So I thought that was pretty brilliant. I like it. I'm sure it's not 100% original, but it's a niche, so it could work. So it's very cool. It has all the other ideas a little bit more fleshed out, revenue projections and sales strategies. And of course, this is all kind of made up on the fly, so I wouldn't take it all without questioning a lot of the numbers and things like that. But I just was scrolling down to see where this, and then phase 3 will be the full SaaS platform, where once you have a relationship with these operators, you have traffic, you have some services that you're selling, then you can start building some of the more of the advanced tools. So that's cool. Let's keep going. The moat. So what's the advantage? That we would have operator relationships built over 12 months based on our directory. Now we know who to call. We know who needs help. We'll have a directory with 400 plus pages, I guess, if we keep running the pipeline. We'll have trust with family businesses. We'll have a path from providing services to creating software. And we'll have a low price point to be competitive against the more established players. Okay, so that's cool. I thought that's really cool. Well, how does it work? How do you actually set up these business profiles? So I asked it to create a guide, and this one is, it looks good to me. I've never done it, so of course I would have to try it and see if everything matches. But I like how it starts with this little section that says, hey, this is what people see when they search for dumpster rental companies near me. They don't see you. They see the first 3 companies that have the highest ratings and then some organic results, and you're buried somewhere in there. And we can help you get into that map pack. So it has just a step-by-step, real boring. It looks very tedious, to be honest with you. There's a lot of things you have to do to set it up. I like how it customized it for this use case. So the copy that it's using is specific for dumpster rentals. So it has some nice templates in there. How to set up the services, the business hours, all these things, Q&As, getting your first review, and then creating this workflow where once you deliver a service, then you ask for a review. I went to get, what was it? I went to a tire shop the other day, and when they finished the work, he told me, well, it's going to be whatever, $30, but if you give me a review, it'll be free. So people do that all the time. So this is a really nice guide. Then I asked that, okay, now let's really define what this service is. What does it mean? How do you sell it? How does it work? So then it created this document, the service offering for the Google Business Profile setup. So it created a strategy with price for new profiles, for existing profiles that we want to optimize. So it has all of that information in there, different price strategies. It listed the 53 companies that don't have Google Business Profile, and that's going to keep growing because I'm still running the pipeline. Let's see what else. And then it has a sales script. So this is what you do when you get on the phone. This is what you tell them. This is how you sell it. This is how you handle objections. So it created all these scripts on the phone, text, email, and so on. Oh, I like this. It also suggests to do a little Loom video so you can send it to them and hey, this is what people see so they can see it and it's easier for them to understand what you're talking about. And so on. I think this is really good. It's a very interesting approach where you start from the ground up. You start by offering a simple service, but the goal really is not to make a lot of money. The goal is to establish the relationships, to have their trust, so then you can start building other services that are more lucrative and then pitch it to them once that relationship is established. So I think this is good. Now, this is very labor intensive. Getting on the phone and calling hundreds of companies, sending emails, maybe even mailers and things like that. I don't think it's something that I can like dedicate a lot of time to. I have a full-time job and I have a family and I have other projects on the side. So I don't know how realistic this is, but it's very interesting. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that guide and I'm going to make that guide part of the website. And I'll add a I'll add the service. Let's just do it so we can kind of not only build a directory but also kind of set up the business part of it, monetization strategy. So we'll implement that. So we'll create the guide and it's basically so we can tell these companies, hey, you don't have a Google Business Profile. You're not showing on the map pack. This is how it looks. This is how you can get up there. And if you don't want to do it yourself, then click here. So I'm going to use that as part of our website. And I think that's a good addition. And for now, I'm just going to wait. Let's just run the listings. And once we get to 100, then we'll do the last step here and we'll build that website. So I'll see you soon. Okay, very good. So this is done. We have 113 listings, so that's enough. I think that's good. Good number to start. Okay, very good. So while this was running, I was working on a prompt to start the website. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring it over here. So this is my prompt. This will be a static website. No, we are going to build a directory website of family-owned dumpster rental companies. This is a static website under the website folder. Use Astro. And I forgot that we already had a little bit of that spec in the init document. So reference the init document, component 2, the website. So first, understand the directory data under data listings. Design a website navigation structure that includes metro area pages. The homepage will include a search function with filters by metro area and sort by highest reviews descending. Clicking on a listing will open a details page that shows all the info from the listing record. I don't know much about design, and so this is a little sketchy. The website design needs to be in tune with the industry, whatever that means. Practical dumpster aesthetic. Research colors and elements that would appeal to this industry and audience. I don't know what that means. Green and blue. Those are the two colors that are dumpsters. Create a design style under ducks. So at least we have a reference. We can change it later. The website will contain a blog. We will add the posts later. The website will contain, you know what? Let me get rid of this because the init has some ideas on blog posts. The website will contain a services section for these companies. The first service will be based on the Google Business Profile Setup Guide, explain why Google Business Profile matters, and show how to set it up, and add a CTA to pay for the service of getting this set up for you. Create a checklist on their website docs and spawn an army of subagents. Let's see how this goes. Okay, looked like it's almost done. I was reading the blog posts. So I created 5, choosing a dumpster rental company, permit requirements, safety tips, sizes, and residential versus commercial. That's a good start. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's done. Website loads. Let's see what we got. Rentadumps. Find family-owned dumpster rental companies. Support local businesses you can trust. Browse verified dumpster rental companies with real reviews and transparent service. Beautiful. These are our cities. Actually, these are states. 113 companies, 4 states and growing, 100 verified. If you own a dumpster rental company, get your Google Business Profile set up professionally. Appear in the map pack, get more calls, and grow your business. Learn more about GBP. Why choose family owned? Personal service, local expertise, verified reviews. This is great. I like the trash can. So let's see. Not found. These all placeholders. Let's look at the metro area. Oh, nice. Dumpster Pro. You got the contact information up there. You got the little story, the short summary that the LLM generated. Dumpster sizes. Not all of them have it, but this is nice. Pricing, service area, city served. And these are other companies in Jacksonville, right there on the sidebar. Very nice. Services. Services built for local dumpster companies. We help family-owned dumpster and rental businesses. Family-owned dumpster rental businesses compete with the big guys. Oh yeah, I like that. No fancy jargon, no locked-in contracts, just practical solutions. Yeah, you know, I asked it to go review my website and use that when coming up with the strategies. And there's a lot of these short, punchy subtitles in my products. So that's cool. Google Business Profile Setup, learn more services. So I went ahead and added all those things that it had in the plan, like creating the booking website, review, generation tools, local SEO. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I don't know if I can do any of that, but I like No BS pricing. It needs to cut that because I don't like it. I don't like the BS. I think transparent pricing or something more professional. Let's see. Learn more. Google Business Profile set up for dumpster rental companies. Get in the map pack. Get more phone calls. Simple as that. Oh, nice. It took that little ASCII drawing and it actually used it to design the little hero section here. The hard truth. No Google Business Profile. Not in the map pack. You're losing to the big guys. This is what we do for you. Simple, straightforward. Even came up with different tiers. This was all in the documentation, so it didn't just make it up right now. I didn't really spend time revising. I just said go ahead and implement it. So that's cool. This is very nice. It's a great one shot. It was just one prompt. It took a long time, but I'm very happy with the results. I don't see any companies with reviews though. So I got to look into that because some of them I know have reviews. But I'm just going to wrap it up with that. I'm going to ask and see any companies. Let me just ask and see what happened. But you know, from now on, it's just going over all the pages, doing all the little tweaks. That's where all the really the hard work comes into place. You can just do a one shot prompt and publish it, but it's going to have some information there that I don't think it's accurate. The services, if I'm really going to do anything with this, I need to really think about it. I can't just put a bunch of packages out there and not be able to do the work. So I'm going to look into the reviews. This is compacting now. While it's doing that, I got to figure out how to deploy this. So let me see what it says here. So just run build. I'm setting up the Cloudflare on my other screen. So npm run build. Okay, here we go. So it said that Alabama has some ratings. I forgot which one. Oh, these cities are not set up. Okay, here we go. Oh, I can see one. 5 stars, 14 reviews. Very nice. Okay, very good. This is looking good. Okay, so now the site is live. Rentadumps. This concludes the series. There's a lot of work to do to get this really production ready, but we went through the entire process. We used Claude to build a content generation pipeline. We fetched the web for family-owned dumpster rental companies. We scraped the data. We used the LLM to write the short summaries. We connected to the Google Places API to download the ratings. And then we just ran it, I don't know, dozens of times. We got about 113 listings. We can still keep going. These states, I think they still have candidates that we need to verify. And then we're going to expand to other states. And we also looked into what are the services that we can offer to dumpster rental companies. As a software guy, I would like to build software, but the Claude, while working on the market research and the opportunities, suggested that we start with a simpler approach, which is just establishing relationships with these companies by helping them set up their Google business profile. So I think that's a brilliant idea, very labor intensive. I don't know who's gonna get on the phone and call all these guys, but that would be the next step if somebody wants to take this to the next level. So I hope you like this. I hope that you learned something. And if you have any questions, if you have any ideas, feel free to reach out, drop a comment, or find me on X, and I'll be happy to chat with you and help you in any way I can. So that's it. See you in the next one.